Last year, the average Canadian quietly paid hundreds of dollars in bank fees alone. And that's before credit card interest, mutual fund fees, and helpful lines of credit. At the same time, Canadian households now carry the heaviest debt loads in the G7. So if you feel like you make a decent income, but still can't get ahead, it's not just bad luck. In this video, I'll show you 4 ways Canadian banks legally keep regular people broke, and what you can do to flip the script in your favor. If you feel like you're working hard but just treading water, you're in very crowded company. Canada now has the highest household debt relative to disposable income in the entire G7. Mortgages, car loans, credit cards, lines of credit, they all stack on top of rising housing and grocery costs. Banks know exactly how overwhelmed people feel, and they've designed their products and pricing around that confusion. Today isn't about blaming you, it's about finally understanding the rules of the game you're already playing. Start with the easiest money banks make: day-to-day account fees. Monthly checking account fees in Canada often run from about $4 to $25, depending on the package. Most Canadians end up paying a mix of monthly fees, overdraft charges, e-transfer fees, and ATM charges. It doesn't feel like much, a few dollars here, a few dollars there, but surveys from major banks suggest many people pay roughly $200, $300 a year just to access their own money. Multiply that by millions of customers, and tiny fees turn into billions in profits. In a minute, I'll show you how a simple $15 monthly fee can quietly steal more than $1,000 over just a few years. Next trap: investment fees hiding inside mutual funds. Canada has repeatedly been flagged for having some of the highest mutual fund fees in the developed world. A typical equity mutual fund sold at a big bank can charge around 2% or more per year in a management expense ratio, BMER. Compare that to a broad market ETF at maybe 0.05% to 0.25%. On paper, 2% doesn't sound terrifying. But research shows that a 2% annual fee can easily eat away roughly a third of your potential wealth over 20 years. So while you take the risk, the bank's fund quietly skims your retirement every single year, whether markets are up or down. Now for everyone's favorite, rewards credit cards. Around 80 to 90% of Canadian adults have at least one credit card, and the average balance sits in the $4,000, $4,600 range. Typical interest rates are roughly 19% to 24%, and about half the country carries a balance rather than paying in full. Your 2% cash back and travel points are not a gift. They're a marketing expense funded by people trapped at 20% interest, and minimum payments are designed to stretch that pain out. A few $1,000s can easily turn into a multi-year treadmill if you only ever pay the minimum. In a moment, I'll walk through how a $3,000 balance can hang around for years. Even if you swear you'll just carry it for a bit, lines of credit are marketed as flexible, low-interest safety nets. And it's true. A personal line of credit often charges less interest than a credit card, sometimes somewhere around prime plus a few percent, while cards sit near 20%.
The trap is in the rate.
It's the behavior banks quietly encourage. You start by using the line for just this one renovation, then the car, then a vacation. Payments are interest-only, so the monthly bill feels manageable, but the balance itself barely moves. From the bank's point of view, a customer who never fully repays, but never defaults, is perfect. From your point of view, it's a permanent drag on your future. Okay, enough doom. Let's talk about taking your money back. Step 1. Audit your costs. List your monthly account fees, average annual bank fees, credit card interest, and any investment MERS you're paying. Most Canadians are shocked when they add it up. Step 2. Switch to low-fee alternatives. No-fee checking accounts, low-fee ETFs, and discount brokers can cut your annual banking and investing costs by hundreds of dollars. Step 3. Prioritize high-interest debt. In Canada, that usually means credit cards first, then personal lines of credit, then car loans, then extra mortgage payments. Step 4. Automate the good stuff. Automatic transfers into a TFSA or RRSP and a separate account just for bills. Remove decision fatigue and help you actually keep more of your paycheck. You don't need to become an expert. You just need to stop playing the bank's game on default settings. Banks also rely on psychology. Set expensive options as the default. Premium accounts, bundled services, high FA mutual funds. Very few people read the full fee tables. And most advisors you meet at a branch are really salespeople paid more to sell certain products, often the ones with the highest fees. So here's one question to always ask a bank advisor in Canada. How are you compensated? And do you earn more if I buy this product instead of a cheaper option? If the answer is vague or uncomfortable, you already know whose interests come first. Banks aren't evil. They're businesses. The problem is when you play their game without understanding the rules. Today you saw 4 ways Canadian banks legally profit from your confusion. Everyday fees, high-mer mutual funds, credit card interest and rewards, and lines of credit that never quite go away. The next video, I'll show you how to build a simple Canadian banking setup that can cost under about $50 a year in fees, and still do everything you need. If you want more clear, jargon-free Canadian money explainers, hit subscribe. And right now, watch this next video so you can keep more of your paycheck instead of quietly feeding the bank every month.